then actually, okay, so I think, yeah, this is something that you guys should know, which is this. I know I would like to go to this one. Yeah, R1C1 reference style. So this is a different type of reference. Okay, so this reference is something like this. So basically, you use this. You can actually use this in Excel as well. Okay, typically, whenever you use it. So let me. I have to change some settings. I'll just go ahead and do that. But let's first understand, what does this refer to. This refers to what is called an R1C1 style, which is, you are basically saying, from the current cell, how many rows do you go, how many columns do you go. That is what this is saying. Okay. So okay, let me just demo that to you guys. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll have to enable this options. I think formulas. Okay, this is called R1C1 reference style. I'll have to enable this. Okay, once you enable that, it will be available to you. So let me, okay, now so I think, yeah, okay, so it has already started to use it because we have changed the option. So you only have an option to use either that or this. You cannot use the combination of it, unfortunately. All right, but let's see if it actually works with the combination. Equals, let's say A1, right, is equal to sum of A1 to okay, B2. Okay, it is working. Oh no, it's not. It is not working. Okay, so let's see, if you highlight, it automatically takes this. So it's like either or. You don't have an option, looks like, huh? Unfortunate, but that's what it is. All right, so now let's use this. So equals, I'll just select it. Okay, that will make it easier for us to look at this. So first of all, let's see this. If you just select the same one, it is RC. All right, if you come down one row, then it is R1 and C nothing. Okay, so, and then similarly, if you go up, it is -1. Okay, so same with columns now. Column RC +1 -1. Okay, and if R1C1 basically means it will go diagonal. Okay, so this is how it works. So the rest of the functions will sort of remain the same, right? Except that you have R1C1. Okay, so it is worth understanding where is it useful, right? Yes. So where it is useful is particularly in VBA. It is very useful. So when you use in Excel, typically people use the regular A1 method, right? Because that is far easier. And one thing you also notice is that the column headings have changed from ABC to 1, 2, 3. Okay, when you go into the R1C1 mode, that's sort of worth noting for you guys. Okay, so where is it useful? It is useful especially in formulas, right? When, let's say, you want to apply, see, you know how this works, right? Let's say I type in, let's just let me just go back a little bit and go into options. Okay, so so when you have equals, right, and then you give sum, right, and let's say you have this formula, right, or I'll just put in equals before, right, and when I copy this over, okay, it automatically becomes C4, right? So I copy this over here, it becomes B5. So what's happening? So when you copy a formula that has a specific reference and paste that into a different one, then it intelligently sort of moves the formula and writes the formula automatically. So from B4, it becomes like C4. Okay, similarly, if I copy across a specific column, essentially adding more rows, then it will add 1. Okay, so here, for example, if I put in $, right, then that will anchor it, right? I think we already discussed this before. Okay, Now, what is the point I was talking about for R1C1? I think there would be probably many other uses. I am not very knowledgeable about that because I have hardly used it. Okay, I would use it only when it is really, really necessary. Otherwise, I would not use R1C1. Okay, and what I have noticed and whatever I have used is when you are writing a formula, okay, in VBA specifically, instead of having to copy, typically if we want to do the same thing, like I copy pasted, right? So what we do is you apply the formula to one specific cell and then copy that and paste it over, okay, in order for you to get the effect of changing formulas, okay? And typically, if you look at it, copy paste uses the clipboard of the computer, okay? And when you use the clipboard of the computer, what happens is you are essentially using the machine, right? And that is a slow process, and it can potentially slow you down if you use copy paste across large number of cells, okay? And for you to get rid of that, you can say, hey, this whole range, I want to apply the same formula. And that is, let's say R1C1, for example, okay? Then automatically all the cells will have R1C1 and each of the cell would understand what the formula is, right? And it would appropriately read it. So there's no problem. You guys got the point?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So that is one specific use case that I know, but there could be other use cases that I am unaware of, okay? There could be many other use cases that I'm unaware of, okay? Okay, so all right. So in the interest of time, it is 9:44 right now, so I would pause. So if you have any questions, we'll take those questions and then we can pause recording.
None from my side.
All good from my side.
Just I want to add the shortcut, like for inserting function, it's Shift plus F3. That's what I would
Shift
like
plus.
to add.
Okay, got it. Yes. Yeah, okay. It's a long time since I used it. Let me just demo that for you. Shift and F3, that inserts the function. Great. Thank you, Jairam. I appreciate that. Shravan, shoot. You're on mute.
Chaitanya, before the R1C1 style, we can identify the formula, Chaitanya, so that B4, C4. But here, how we can identify the where we are. This is showing R4C2. Here also 1 and 2. Here also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Columns and cells.
Sorry, what's your question?
So my question is, if you are highlighting here, it's showing R4C2.
C2, yes. So, so basically, I think there is one more thing I would like to add. This basically shows I don't know this much actually because I haven't used it much. Okay. So what it's doing is when you say R4C2, it is automatically taking to row number 4, column number 2. Okay. But like we discussed before, I think, so if you add this, okay, these square brackets, then it actually becomes the plus or the minus. Okay. So without those, it basically tells you it is row number 4 and column number 2. Got it? Yeah. So it's a matter of whether you are used to it or not. I think it is probably also related to certain transition the way of looking at it. So for example, I think early on, if my understanding is correct, there used to be something called Lotus Notes. Okay, when I say early on, maybe probably 1995 or probably earlier, 1990 or something like that, where Lotus Notes was the popular software at that point in time for spreadsheets. Okay, like many things, Microsoft does take up others and they use it. Even the graphical user interface for Windows is also considered to be either invented or maybe first used by Apple, and then Microsoft took it and then they became the standard in the industry, right? Even though it's changing a little bit at this point.
Lotus.
Sorry?
I have used Lotus.
You have used Lotus, okay. And in Lotus, is that the way they use formulas?
No, it was somewhat different from Excel, not exactly the same.
Okay. Got it. It starts with, let's say, I think they use like @ to start a formula, if my understanding there. But anyway, so I think it is related to that transition. So for example, when you want to make it compatible with Lotus Notes, for example, then you have to have the same way of working, right? So either Lotus Notes or something else. But in any case, this exists. I think the important thing that I wanted to tell you is that this exists and you guys need to know it. I think that's all I wanted to share so far. It is. I really don't know the antecedents and the history and all of that. I could be totally wrong about it. Right? But does that answer your question, Shravan?
Yes, yeah.
Huh? Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? Let me remove this because I think we may have more stuff on the regular formulas. No other questions?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Cool. So.